Hey guys, it's Sash, and I'm gonna be doing a few shots for you guys to see if you're playing hockey, and if you're on the special needs team, I'm gonna show you a few shots you can learn to do, okay? So I'm gonna demonstrate some of them. Sorry for the little technical difficulties here, guys. Just have to... There. So let me get my hockey stick. I'll demonstrate some of them. Use the block. That's T. I'll use 2 of these blocks. Okay, first I'm going to show you the slap shot. Now what you want to do, let me just get closer so you guys can see. So what you want to do is when you're taking a slap shot, you want your hand to be kind of down a little bit, down past the K on the Reebok stick. So then when you're slap shotting it, you're getting a little bit of a flex in the stick. So here's a demo in slow motion. So if you see, when you're shooting, you gotta feel the flex in the stick come out. And after you shoot, you just have to flick shot and take a hard shot as possible. So I'm gonna do it with the black puck. So my hand is past the K on the stick. So for you beginners, if you want, if you have a smaller stick and if it's a Reebok stick, always remember that. Or if you're a righty, you just have, or if you're a lefty and you're on the opposite side of the Reebok logo, you have to put your hand past the K and the R, because they're on different sides of the stick. So here's an example of my slap shot. See, I had a little, you probably didn't see the flex because it's a quick shot, of course, but I felt a little bit of flex in it, so which is good. So yeah, that's the slap shot that you want to do. Okay. Now I am going to give you an example of the wrist shot. So what you want to do is, when you're taking a wrist shot, you want your hands to be around near the K and the R, on the K and the R is what I'm trying to say. So when you're, how do I put this? When you're taking a wrist shot, you want to put your hand on the K and the R, kind of a little bit on the O, because that's where your pinky's going to always pretty much lay, because if you're like me and you have big gloves like these CCM U+6s, you want to just lay your hands on the stick, and where the K and the R is, that's where you want your wrist shot position. And you want to feel a little bit of a flick when you're doing a wrist shot, because if you're not flicking, that means you're not doing it properly. So here's an example of how you should do it. Alright, so I'm in my wrist shot position, and I have to bring the puck back and kind of flex to see if it's in good positioning. And if it is, flick it up. Kind of flick your stick up with the puck. You gotta lift the puck up with it and try to, and kind of, go along with the flow when you're doing the wrist shot with the puck and with the stick. Alright, next I'm going to do a snapshot. I can't remember how a snapshot goes, but when you're doing a snapshot, you kind of want to flick it a little, just kind of do it quick motion, because with a wrist shot, you're doing it slow, you're taking your time. But with a wrist shot, you're kind of slapping it on the ground, you're kind of flicking it on the ground, and then it slides, and then or if you want to, you can just do a. If you guys are beginners, you can also do you can kind of lift it up if you want, but that's a wrist shot that you're doing. But when you're doing a snapshot, you're sort of flicking it, you're using your hips and your waist, because your hips and waist is what controls your aim. So I think that's what it is. So here's an example of the snapshot. Kind of lift it just a little bit, slightly a little bit, not a lot. Alright, so you gotta make sure that you're kind of stick handling a little, because if you're on ice, you gotta get past those, your opponents. If you're playing another team, you gotta kind of go fast motion with it, but if you want, you can go slow. So here's the example of the wrist shot. Okay, now my stick is like this, and I gotta bring it forward a little. And then what I do is I just kind of flick it. I kind of flick it a little, but that one up in the air, so it's somewhat of a snapshot, if that's how you do it. So the next one I'm gonna do is a backhander shot. Okay. Sorry for the loud bang there. It's just a puck dropping. So, what you want to do is of course, you can see the autographs. My friends from it got autographed. But yeah, when you're doing a backhander, I think you are supposed to have your puck at the blade of it. Well, of course, everything's on the blade, of course. I'm sorry. I don't know how to talk. But when you're doing it, you want your puck to be kind of at the part where it's going up a little, or you want it to be in slightly the middle. So that's what you want to do. So here's an example of what you want to do when you're doing a backhander. You probably can't see this because the puck is down below, but I've got my stick kind of out a little bit. I'm kind of bending or something, and then I'm kind of stick handling, because that's the part. And then if the player is coming at you, flick it right away, and if it's okay if they take it away, but you just have to go after them. That's the whole purpose of the game. So I've done a few mistakes myself, so. But you know, here's what it looks like. I've got my stick out like this, and I'm going to just flick it back. You got to bring your skate up if you're doing it. You can't just go like this or that. That's not going to do anything for you guys. So what you want to do is you want to use your body a little bit. So use your hips, your legs, and your arms. Kind of use the muscle in your arm to flick it back, because it takes all the strength to do all that stuff, and to flick backwards and flick forward, slap shotting. You're using your waist and stuff, and when you're using your waist and you're using your legs a little, because they have to position the way you're shooting for aim, and you gotta make sure you're twisting your body to look where you're aiming, because if you're not, you're just gonna end up hitting the boards, or you're just gonna end up letting the goalie save it. So that's just my taste of hockey for you guys, okay? Next, I'm going to do a front flip in this next video, coming up after this. Thanks. Have a good day.